Hello everyone and welcome into week 9 of the Weekly Warrior Preview. I'm Donette Logan with Jerry Young. Jerry, I think intense is the only way to describe that game Friday night.
It was 21-20 and missed extra point on a touchdown by Vestavia. It really ended up being the difference in the scoring, but it was back and forth. You know, if you look at the game one way, we should have won by 2 or 3 touchdowns. You look at it another, they should have won by 4, 5, 6 points. Should have tied the game really on the extra point. So, you know, it was just all over the place, but a great ball game. Bad for my heart.
Yeah.
But, you know, it just Vestavia came to play, and it was really a little bit unusual. We didn't expect them to be that good, but they played great.
Well, we knew Vestavia had a lot to lose going into this game. They had to win to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they were going out there playing on a mission, and, you know, we saw that from them. But Thompson, they returned it.
They did, and you know, I've sat down and looked at standings and tried to figure out if we win here, they win here, we lose here, they lose here, where we'll end up. It's like your brain doesn't fire because there's so many
possibilities.
But basically, you know, I thought if we won that game, we were guaranteed in the playoffs. I think we still are.
Yeah.
But you know, and then you got the brackets, and you got all the guys out there talking about that. I noticed some bracket today where they were projecting us to finish 3rd in the region or 4th in the region. I'm never going to think that. I think we're going to go in there and take care of Mountain Brook. I really do.
You know, it's a lot coming off that win and getting into this week. And I actually talked to Freeman today. I wanted to kind of find out, when you've got a score that close, the lessons from the simple mistakes and the victories you had on the field, what are you taking in to face Yeager and his team Friday night? Coach, coming off a tight victory from Friday night, I know there were a lot of simple mistakes on the field, some good things on the field. What did you take away from that game into practice this week?
Everything has a meaning, and everything is going to come back in a game. You know, we made some good plays, and we would bring it back for holding. So we're getting behind the chains on offense. And then they were keeping the ball away from us, like we talked about last week when we were talking about this. We had to get them off the field on 3rd down. Sometimes we didn't get them off the field on 3rd down, and they sustained drives on us. So I think we actually had 4 possessions. One of them was a 1-play interception.
Right.
So, you know, you get in them kind of games, and this week it's going to be the same thing. Mountain Brook's going to eat the clock down. They're going to do a lot of shifting, and so you got to make plays, and everything has a meaning, especially when the other team's going to try to slow it down. You got to make plays, and you got to get off the field on 3rd down, and on offense you have to convert on 3rd down. So it's not a hard game. You just got to do what you're supposed to do. You
mentioned Mountain Brook, and you're heading into Mountain Brook this week, and they are coming off a tremendous victory for them. I know people here in the stands were here Friday night waiting to hear that score. So taking that and our close win from Friday night, there's a lot fueling, I think, Thompson to go in here and do the work they've put in and show the team they really are. Yeah,
I mean, it's like I told the guys today, maybe the second time this year that we probably would be an underdog, you know, and rightly so. They beat a good team last week. It's a really good football team, but it shows every Friday night somebody can be beat. And Trussville, at the end of the day, Trussville's as good as probably anybody in the state. So to go in there and beat them at their place was a testimony to Coach Yeager and his guys. And it's going to be I say tough. It's going to be a typical Friday night in this region, and we got to go in there and we got to play football. We have a chance to win if we play good, and it should be a good game.
One last question, something I've been asked to ask you. I've been asked to ask you about your necklace.
I got this at a men's conference, not this one, but I was at a men's conference a long time ago. I remember Jay Barker was there, and there was a gentleman there that knew I was a coach, and he asked me, you know, would I like to have a necklace? And I told him, yeah, I'd love to have one. He said, aren't you a coach? I said, yeah. He said, I'll send you several. So the year I was at Minor High School, I had about 80 of them. And my first day there, me and the quarterbacks prayed after practice, and one of them asked me about it. And by the end of the year at Minor that year, we had about 110 guys every day at the end of practice that was praying, and they all wanted one. So I got them all one, and I've given several of our kids here one. It's just, you know, it's just something I feel like it keeps me a little bit rooted.
Yeah.
You know, so why is a guy like you where, you know, it's not a fashion statement at all. It's just something that I've got used to, that a lot of people notice it, and if it can inspire somebody to remember why we're all here, then that's good. And like I said, I share it with people. I have a bunch of them, so if anybody wants one, they can let me know.
Helps remember your purpose right here. I appreciate it, Coach, because it has got people's attention. They've asked about it.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, and we'll see you Friday night.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Jerry, I'm really glad that Freeman gave us the backstory of that necklace. I've gotten several questions about it, and just to hear that meaning just tells you more and more about him.
Yeah, what a great coach. We can't say enough good things
we
about him.
We really can't. But we want to talk about our players.
Yeah, let's wrap up last week's game just a little bit. Of course, Tungavaloa went 25 for 36, 322 yards, 2 touchdowns. Final score, of course, 21-20. I want to correct myself on Nathan Crockett. I said JoJo Gators came into the game during the broadcast and he scored the first touchdown. It was not. It was Nathan Crockett. Nathan, great job, guy. You put us up 7-0, did a great job, and that got us off to the right start. Also, a couple of names I want to mention. Will Connor played a great game. Vestavia took the ball down and ended up going and tying the game at 7-7. And then Gage Moats with a huge play. It was snapped over the quarterback's head, but Gage got in there and made a 30-yard sack is how it went on the record. Then Leah hooked up with Michael Petway for 31 yards, made it 14-7. And then Vestavia tried the onside kick. It didn't work. We got the ball, and they got the ball, I should say, and we ended up going up 20-14. And then the last drive, Kyle Smoke in the corner of the end zone made the catch, and we ended up winning 21-20. So it was a great ball game. Hard on our heart.
Yes.
Hard on a lot of things. It was exciting. It was great for the folks listening in. By the way, you can listen every Friday night, WarriorNationNetwork.org. You can also find us on MixLR and also download the Thompson Warriors app. So if you want to listen to this game Friday night from Mountain Brook, we'll be there for you.
One guy that stood out to me on the field Friday night was Chris Hopkins, and he stood out so much that I kind of redid my schedule for who I want to interview. I wanted to talk to Chris about coming into a game that close and what he's thinking going in and getting ready to play. Chris, we're coming off a very tight victory for you guys, and one thing I noticed, you got on the field and played like you've been there the whole season. You made some key plays during that game Friday night. When you're going into a play like that and you see the team behind or so close, what's in your mindset going in that way?
Really nothing changes for real because Coach Freeman prepares us during practice, so when we get in the game, it's just like a slower version of it because practice is intense, the game is just intense. We match the intensity of practice during the game, and we just go out and execute the same way we do in practice, so we're prepared.
When you have a game like Friday night and you are behind and you guys know you're at home and you want to defend this home turf, tell me what it's like on these sidelines as you guys are changing that momentum and going in to try to get ahead.
It's electric. We just try to keep the energy up. Even when things aren't going well, we always just know that we can win and we're prepared to win and we're fit for any situation that anybody can throw our way. So.
Now, I will say, so when you got in there, I was over here on the sidelines, and I noticed you made a couple key plays, and suddenly everybody on the sidelines like, who was that? Who was that? People weren't expecting you to get in there just right away. You went in and you did the work that you've been practicing for it.
Yes,
you said Freeman makes sure that you guys are practicing for that every week. Kind of go through that a little bit for your week for anybody who doesn't know what it's like to be a Thompson football player.
Well, you know, we practice smart, but we practice hard, and we make sure that we execute and we know what we're going to do. And by Wednesday, we're ready to play. And, you know, practice is intense, but he makes sure that we get everybody to the game, and we're prepared every Friday night.
Friday night, you'll face Mountain Brook. What do you think are the keys that you guys need to take into that game to get a victory?
Keeping our head on our shoulders and executing like Coach tells us to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Jerry, you know, Hopkins is one of those guys I think we're going to see a lot more of from this season. And I know we are right in the middle of football season, but basketball practice got underway this week.
It did.
And you had a chance to speak to a woman who I admire as a coach, Coach Javanka Ward.
I'm here with Javanka Ward, the head basketball coach at Thompson, women's basketball coach and assistant athletic director, and a bunch of other titles. But let's talk about the facility first. I know moving from where we came to here, it's still overwhelming a little bit, isn't it?
It's overwhelming, but it's exciting at the same time. So we're all trying to take it in and navigate and learn our way and stop getting lost is one of the things I'm doing. But facilities, it's just amazing. It's a really, really great time to be a part of things going on here at Thompson High School. And I'm just excited. I'm ready for season to get started so we can show this place off.
Well, and also, too, the space. Like, you've got your own space now. I'm sure over the Coming from here, we were squeezed in, had to share everything, but you can actually sit down and talk now.
I have multiple spaces, so it's well beyond just having one space. So, and it's just a pleasure for the girls, for them to have their own space and have multiple locker rooms and JV side and a varsity side. So it's just really exciting.
All right, let's talk about the team just a little bit.
Okay.
I know you got some girls coming back.
I do.
You got a few, and you got some new ones too. So it kind of mixes it up, makes it interesting to coach, right?
Yeah, it's funny because the team is they're young, but I've had some of these faces since I got here. So this is year 3 for me, and but we're still young, but I'm still excited. Got about 3 seniors, different young ladies that are going to be contributing. So it's going to be one of those things that I think with the schedule, playing a lot of teams that are really, really close here in Shelby County, I think it'll really get us some fans in the seats and get the girls really, really excited about playing and just playing in front of. Hopefully we can really get our numbers up and get some fans out here. So it'll be a really, really great atmosphere. Talk
individually about some of the girls now and what you expect out of them and really what they've done and how they've grown.
I have Mackenzie Saylor is one of my young ladies. She's currently hurt right now, dealing with an injury, but she's a senior and just a young lady that has been in the program all 4 years and has seen some different things change, had different coaches. So I'm excited for her because she's just one of those really, really good kids that you really want her to go out, with a bang for her senior year. So Mackenzie is one I'm really looking forward to having a good year. Brooklyn Oden. Brooklyn is a young lady that is starting her junior year, and she stepped up for us a lot of games last season, and we just weren't really expecting her to take on the leadership role that she did. So really excited about her, and really like my young kids. We got some kids that are also just new to the program, a couple 8th graders that are moving up 9th grade, still trying to make the decision on them playing varsity JV, trying to get them comfortable. So just excited as a whole about the team and just the camaraderie, and just really how they're going to gel and how we're going to be able to play in this new facility.
Talk about schedule. I know a lot of times we play on Tuesday nights. Some are, I won't say Tuesday, but over. We got a. Well, it is. It's not just one night, but schedule how people can come watch us. And of course, I think most of the games are played before the boys, so you play the girls and then the boys. So talk about what time, how you get there, so forth.
Well, for us, the schedule is pretty much how we play. Well, the JV 9th grade boys will play, or either it'll be JV girls, 9th grade boys, JV freshmen, just really depends on that schedule. But the varsity schedule won't change. We play at 6 o'clock, and our varsity boys will play at 7:30 directly behind us. So it'll be, like I said, there'll be games going on in this gym. It could either be a freshman boys game, a JV girls game, could be a JV boys game. And then both varsity games will take place in the arena. So it's going to be real exciting. I mean, that's what we're looking forward to is tip-off. I think volleyball got us going in this arena. So we're going to try to come in second and try to get things going.
What's your motto for your team this year? Do you have one?
Right now we've really tried to harp on just doing the right thing. And I told him, it's funny that you said, I told him, I said, look, I don't want to come up with just a slogan, a motto. And I said, let's try to do right in everything that we do. So that's really what I've been trying to get us to do, is just to stay focused, do right, and do right all the time, on, off, when nobody's watching. So it's really just one of those things. I wish it was really catchy, and but we want to do right. I really want to make sure that we come into this year doing what we need to do in the preseason and then in the classroom, as well as when it's time for us to tip it off in October. I want to make sure that that we lead into it and making sure that we're all on the same page, trying to do the right thing.
Well, I want to thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And the best way to find out the schedule, I guess, go to the website, school's website.
Yep, we are very close. There will be a combined schedule. Us and the boys' schedule will be combined, so everything that everybody will be doing, where we'll be located. So we will have that. We wait on those final approvals, wait on everybody to confirm that they're going to come here, we're going to go there. So we're very, very close. Probably here within the next week we should be able to have the final schedule public. So we're real close. But definitely you can catch it on the website.
All right, make sure you come out, see the new arena, watch Coach Ward coach your girls. This is just going to be a great year. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
appreciate it. I'm a big Coach Ward fan. We're going to watch her all year long. Thanks for watching. What a great interview. What a great woman. And we look so forward to basketball season this year. The new arena. We talk about the new stadium. We got the new arena. So come on out and watch some basketball this year.
We're going to have a lot of great sports this season. Every year at Thompson we do. But now we've got to move ahead to Mountain Brook.
Wow, what a game coming up, huh?
Oh, it's going to be tense.
Let's talk about Mountain Brook just a little bit. They beat Hewitt-Trussville last week 20-17. We watched that game in the press box while we were calling the game at Thompson. Quarterback Gibbs and the running back A.J. Gates are the guys to watch on that Mountain Brook team. They do, you know, in realestate.net, it's all about location, location, location.
Yeah.
On my notes, I wrote for Mountain Brook, run, 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 defense, defense, defense. So they're going to run the ball. They're going to play defense, not unsimilar to what Vestavia did. So we've got to be on our game as well. I want to say last week at the end of the game, Jalen Bustamante came in with an interception right at the end of the game. Those are the kind of plays that we're going to have this week to beat Mountain Brook. It's going to be a team effort, but everybody's got to play their position and really put forth a big effort to go into Mountain Brook.
I do think playing Vestavia beforehand is going to give us a little bit of advantage because we're going to be kind of ready for that type of play that we're going to see from Mountain Brook Friday night.
Absolutely. It's going to be physical again. Coach Yeager's going to have those guys ready to play. Of course, we're going to be ready to play. We know what's on the line. We talked to them, you know, this week at practice. We've had some interaction with players. They know exactly what it is, and they know how to approach it, and they're approaching it very businesslike. That game's over. Let's move on now. And they know what's at stake with Mountain Brook.
Absolutely. One guy we'll see, too, is Tyreek Bivens. You know, we talk about these football players. You think they've played their entire life. But Bivens, the length he's been playing is the reason why I put him in the hot seat this week for the 2-minute drill. Here with Tyreek Bivens. Look, I tried to start your 2-minute drill before it was time. I was trying to cut up some seconds away from you. We're going to put you on the hot seat this week. Got my bonus son Brody here. He's going to help a little bit. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to hit start. First thing I have to ask you, how long have you been playing football?
This is my second year.
Why did you start so late?
I don't think I was big enough at the time to be playing right now.
What made you decide to start now instead of another sport?
Just coming out here to see how hard they were working. Wanted me to come out here.
That was one thing I saw on your sheet and I was blown. I was like, wait, 2 years? I had to ask him on the card. Does that say 2 years? Now, you had a question for him?
How much bracelets is that?
Say about 8, 9.
So why do you have so many bracelets? What, do they have meanings for you or?
Just for fashion.
Just for fashion.
Yeah.
See, even guys have fashion. Fashion. You have another question for him?
What's it like being on the field making touchdowns?
Well, I haven't scored a touchdown yet, but I'll let you know how that feels. But it's great to be playing with these guys.
What about assisting in a touchdown?
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, that's something I think I tell him sometimes. The assist is almost just as important as who scores.
Yes, ma'am.
Got another question for him about school?
I don't know. How good of grades do you have to like make the football?
Well, coach wants to give above a C average, so, but it's always good to have all A's and all A's and B's.
But can you have a C?
Yeah, you can have a C.
No, you can't have a C. Hold on. We're going to have to talk later. Wait a minute. Is that what you say? Let me ask you, who inspires you on and off the field?
I want to say Coach Robertson, my cornerback position
Oh,
coach.
okay. So tell me why.
He really pushes us in the drills and stuff like that, so it's good to have him around.
Did you play any other sports before football?
Basketball and track.
So do you still play those, or did you leave those for football?
Yes, ma'am. I'll still play those.
So you're doing three sports?
Yes, ma'am.
That's impressive, huh? Can you do 3 sports?
I've done 4.
Four.
I've done 4.
Thank you so much for doing our
Thank
2-minute drill. All right.
You know, Bivens such a great player, like so many of them are. And I've got some interesting facts on a few of where we stand right now. For example, Leah is ranked 7th nationally in yards per game. Now, I don't know who the other 6 are at quarterback that's doing it, but they've got to be, you know, running scores up and everything else. But Shadrick Bird comes in with over 1,000 yards already. He's ranked number 7 in Alabama. And also Michael Petway comes in ranked 4th in Alabama in receiving and also in yards per game. And Will Connor comes in ranked 13th in the state of Alabama in tackles. Mountain Brook's got a linebacker as well that's ranked right ahead of him, so that's going to be a good battle to watch as we go through the game.
And none of those rankings are surprising, I think, when you look at what the guys are doing on the field. We want to thank all of our sponsors, again, for making this show possible each and every week. We thank each one of you for taking the time to watch this. Please feel free to send us your comments, your questions that you have for players and Freeman, and we will see you Friday night at Mountain Brook.
Hi, I'm Jerry Young, and when I host the weekly Warrior Preview, I dress like this. But when I go to Nino's Italian restaurant, I dress like this. That's because Walter Corona and his staff at Nino's Italian Restaurant give me 10% off my entire bill just for wearing Warriors gear. Every Friday and Saturday, you can wear your Warriors gear and get 10% off of your entire bill also. That's Nino's Italian Restaurant next to Pee Wee's Pawn Shop on Highway 31 in Pelham.